Hey, Randy here. Shall we make a game? We are doing more animation today, as the title of the stream may imply. So, we yesterday got this guy kind of animating a bit. Next up, we need to make things kind of happen around we need to make things happen around him so he's actually reacting to something rather than just doing things for no reason. So, I'm gonna have the angel kind of like rise up and kind of like, come straight into the window at high speed and then bust through the window. There's quite a few things that kind of need to happen for that to sort of work though. So I'm actually going to work on the room itself first of all. So this is our model. Ah yes, the bright green transparency issue, I remember. We'll live with it. So I'm actually first of all going to separate the windows from the rest of the model. There's actually quite a lot in here that shouldn't be here. Never mind. Yep, that's fine. So let's grab these out of here. And these out of here. I'm going to grab those up here and call them windows closed. And make a duplicate of it and call it open. And we're going to keep this dead simple. Dead simple. Snap the cursor here. And then we're going to pivot the whole thing open. Oops, not quite like that. Yeah, use the 3D cursor. I haven't started my music yet. That's why I'm mumbling. Oops. Right, how far can we open this window without it being a problem? Probably to about there. I mean, yeah, I was hoping to open it wider than that, but that's how far we can open it given the sofa is there. So next up, let's do this window. It's similarly going to be a bit restricted by the position of the TV, but we should be okay. That'll do. So I might actually move the camera around to say here or something, just so you can have a bit more horizontal space to be able to see like the angel and stuff. Because if he kind of like just stood here, it'd be kind of weird, it'd be kind of like in the way of everything if he was kind of there. Next thing I need to do is adjust the curtains slightly, as obviously they're now clipping through the windows. So I think I've got two versions of this, haven't I? Yeah. Let's that'll do, that's close enough. Oh, I need to bring this up. Oh. How do I avoid that clipping through there? It doesn't really seem possible. Maybe I should really raise it up. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. And let's do the same to the other version of the curtain. There it is. Okay, and then we have to move it up a bit more just to avoid the window. There it is. Okay. Yeah, let's export that and see how that looks. Right, let's also make some code changes while we're in here, because at the moment the curtains are kind of like moving in the breeze from the beginning. We don't really want that. I'll actually merge the two curtains together when they're idle as well, just so we can save having a separate object for that. Or will I? No, I won't. Okay, almost done with this busy work, almost. Okay, so we're going to start off the left curtain on the idle pose, and then this kind of function here. I need to rename this something a bit more meaningful. It's kind of like after impact. That's when we're going to start fiddling with everything. Okay, let's build that and see how that looks. Yes, it's idle, and then as soon as everything happens, it doesn't change. Oh, because I didn't change it from the idle pose to the kind of flapping in the breeze pose. I changed it from idle to back to idle, which, funnily enough, does absolutely nothing. Okay, that might look pretty good once we've got the window behind it. Let's do the same on the right-hand side. Move this up here with the animation. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, yeah. I changed the curtain. Again, I did the opposite thing. I made the curtain change from being in the wind to in the wind rather than idle to in the wind. Okay, curtain's completely still, and then the left one disappears, I guess. Oh, I changed them both. I changed the left one twice rather than yeah, it's probably obvious that I'm not 100% with it tonight. So I might have a look at the right curtains animation next. I was going to give this a tweak anyway, as it's the 2 frames of animation are too similar together and they kind of blur together. Okay, that's good. Let's go for the second one. Okay, that's our 2 frames in. They're still very similar though. Let's see if we can fix that a bit. Let's see if we can just shake, well, literally shake them up a bit. All right, okay. Next up, we need to add a window object, but that should be quite simple. Okay, windows are closed. Windows are open. Okay, that works. That worked really nicely first time around. Something must be up. I've got way more wind on the right-hand side. I might actually tweak up the left-hand side to be a bit more kind of like the right-hand side in terms of how it animates. So I'm kind of tugging the top outwards a bit like that. Okay, that should look better. Okay, next little touch I was thinking about making was actually having these cardboard boxes maybe like flutter a bit. So I'm just going to separate those out into their own kind of object. I'm not really with it tonight, you can really tell. Okay, make a duplicate of this, and all we're going to do is very, very slightly move this. Oh no, that looks terrible. No, I'm not doing that. I was thinking maybe I could get away with having it just sort of flap around a bit, but that looks really terrible. That's not going to work. Okay, export again, see how it looks in context. Next thing I might do is just change the timings and some of this animation a bit, because I felt they're a bit slow. Let's make him only shocked for about half as long. Let's have him kind of like idle for, again, very short amount of time. From the eyes a bit shorter, and just a bit faster we're putting the glasses on. How's this look? And let's go slightly faster on the rubbing, eye rubbing animation as well, just because it looks a bit like he's crying rather than rubbing his eyes. That's a bit better. And again, let's go a bit shorter on that animation, see how that hangs together. Okay, all right, that looks okay. That will do, I guess. Did I make a separate file for the angel? No, I didn't. So let's make that file now. There he is. Took a bit of searching and found him in the end. And I need to delete everything else in this file. And it's going to be in T-pose here. So I'm going to have to make some texture adjustments to this and kind of like really shrink down his texture a bit, because I'm just using the whole atlas. Where is it really should be? Is it that one? It's that one. Okay. Yeah, we only need this section here, so let's trim that out. This doesn't fit neatly inside the square, but I think we'll be okay. So remembering what happened last time where we needed more space around the outside for kind of facial expressions and things like that. There'll be plenty of space this time around. And I also need to increase the gaps between the islands here, as we need 2 pixels to compensate for my terrible, terrible rasterizer. All right, that's close enough. And then we can trim the height as well. The switch renderer so that we can select the texture. Actually, or do I? Might not have to. Hey, I think that actually worked. Yeah, I just need to correct for the fact that I've now got it unwrapped at the wrong sort of texture size. Turn off rounding to pixels because we're going to be doing some terrible things to this texture. So originally 256 by 256 and we're now 86. So let's grab a calculator. That's our scale factor on X. And that's our scale factor on Y. There we go. And now we need to remember where we left everything. This shouldn't take long. Okay, that's our unwrap sorted. We can now export this again. And let's make a new object in here. So this is going to be one of the first objects in the game to actually move on a frame-by-frame basis. I don't actually have a quite in my head how I'm going to make that work just yet, but it's going to work somehow. Let's reopen our kind of just sort of dump file, and let's position the angel kind of where we want them in the scene. We do have a camera in here, don't we? Yeah, we do. So we're going to want him quite a distance away, say probably, yeah, 20 units looks about right. That is closer than the skybox, I'm guessing. Let's zero out the rotation. Position there. I can't type. Yeah, so what I'm actually thinking is for the kind of like animation where he kind of comes into here, it's going to be kind of leaned forward slightly, you know, because he's kind of like coming up towards the window. Maybe kind of have him sort of like rise from below and then kind of like lean forwards and go for the window. And then he's just kind of like hover in the corner of the room. So we'll start them off on sort of like a rising animation, I guess what I'm going to call it. Yeah, that'll probably work. Let's import these animations next. Yeah, I need to stop moving these into separate files. This is starting to get quite messy. Does that make? Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. But I've redefined the transform. Okay, so, oh, it might just be behind there. No, I don't see it at all. Okay. Right, how far away is the skybox? No, it should still be visible. Let's try putting it in the center of the screen, see if it's... Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I think. No, I haven't. What am I talking about? Ah! Oh, it failed to import. That's what actually happened. Have I called it something dumb? Yes, I have. Let's just get rid of this excess file I've made. There he is. Oh, it's backwards. Okay, let's try that again. There he is. So maybe it might have like a bit of like a glow behind him, just kind of like really kind of sell the fact that he's kind of flying and stuff, you know? So at the moment we have this set to execute after 160 frames. I'm going to change that so it's instead an advanced component. And what that means is it executes every time we advance the game state. We can then count the number of frames. Okay, so what we're going to have him do, we're going to have him kind of like rise up and then kind of maybe hover there for a second and then come straight for the window. So I think the best way of doing this. Yeah, this what I'm doing right now is not very complicated. I'm just really not with it and kind of struggling a bit. So we're going to make a transform matrix and then we're going to apply it to the animated mesh component we made earlier. Okay, let's see what that does. That should have the course was. I've done that wrong. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Right, that will probably work. Okay, this is complaining about me using it without defining it. Did I call it something else? Yeah, I called it create for some reason. There it is. Okay, we need some kind of, oh my God, my voice. We need some kind of easing on that just to make it look a bit less comical, I think. I think what the best function is to do that. Smooth step exists, right? Smooth step might be quite good. I might do something a bit more complex, to be honest. Let's, do I have math imported here? Yes, I do. Okay, maybe slightly faster. So I'm giving a bit of a sine wave, and then I'm going to basically like reduce the amplitude, so we kind of like kind of bounces and then finishes where he should be. Let's see how that looks. So that should make a sine wave that kind of like stops dead in the middle after towards the end of the animation. Okay, kind of like that. But we also need to give it a bit of a constant offset. So we'll pull it down by 2 meters and then move it up 2 meters over the course of the animation. That didn't look great. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of like sine oscillation going up and down, and then we're going to use sine to bring it to a nice, gentle sort of stop. Actually using trigonometry for something, how about that? Okay, nearly, nearly. Aha, there we go. So it's got a little bit of oscillation after it kind of stops. Maybe I keep the oscillation there all the time. There we go. That's perfect. That's perfect. And now we have it kind of like come towards the apartment. So how far out is it before it's kind of in range? How close can we bring it before it actually busts through the window? So about 4.5. Okay. And then let's go say 120 frames. Why not? Right, let's see what that does. And rises up. And he goes the wrong way. Goodbye, Angel. I still haven't got into my head that Z minus is away from the camera. That's so weird. I'm sure it makes sense to someone, but it's very, very, very strange that negative would move further away. Okay, slightly faster than that. Let's try 90 frames. Faster than that, I think. Faster than that still. I want to be really quite fast and sudden, I think. Okay, and now we need some actual frames of animation on this guy so he isn't just T-posing around everywhere. Looks very weird. So I'm thinking like maybe 2 or 3 frames of animation, just kind of like, you know, floating around, a bit of motion on the wings, stuff like that. So let's grab the center of the kind of like roughly where the shoulder joint would be. Well, that's gone a bit weird, hasn't it? It's okay, we can work with weird. I should probably also do a few different facial expressions as well, just so we can kind of like make it look like he's not asleep. Where is the... much like the other character, I'm going to have to copy a lot of pixels, even though they're not directly influencing facial expression. Okay, so maybe I should have the head tilted back a bit because he's looking up, you know, he's trying to see where he's going. That makes sense. Ah, copied one too few rows of pixels. I was a bit confused as to how that could be like so close off. It's because I've got the pixel snap turned off. So it's actually more like that. And then there we go. So now we can make some adjustments to this and see what happens. So last time I had quite a bit of success with kind of like having kind of like 1 pixel high eyes. I might see if I can just copy the eye color out because that took a lot of tuning to get right. Let's have a look at how we you know, basically kind of like dark in the middle because it's kind of shady by the nose, lighter at the outside, and then kind of the eye color between. That's not the color I'm actually going to use. I'm just trying to like roughly gauge where everything should go. Oh my god, that looks horrifying. I didn't mean for it to look that horrifying. Oh god. Humans are like so good at like recognizing faces that when anything is even slightly off about them, it's immediately obvious to us. So let's go with like kind of blue eyes, you know. Let's do something with this. Something isn't quite right about this. Oh no, that's very wrong. Oops, I was trying to have a bit more kind of like soft, yeah, a bit of a softer shadow, but no, that went very wrong. That will probably look fine at the terrible resolution we're rendering the game at. That'll probably do. So let's roll the head back a bit. And let's do something a bit with the wings. Let's just move them. Oops, I've still got symmetry turned on. Move them slightly, a bit asymmetrically. That could be interesting. And maybe just shuffle some of the vertices around here a bit. What's that? Let's go on this what it is. And let's make a second version of this. Let's rotate this. Can I rotate this around the normal? Will that work? And let's adjust the wings again. Just a touch. And a bit more of adjustment on the hands, just to kind of give the whole body a bit more animation that it currently has. It should be kind of floaty, right? All right, that'll probably work. Let's export it and see what happens. Oh, that hasn't worked. What's happening? Let's try exporting it again. Might not have set the preset I'm trying to use. Yeah, there we go. It's worked this time. Hey, that actually looks pretty good. In engine, that actually looks pretty good. So next up, we need to start doing some things like, yeah, I need to actually make it sort of like go to the next stage of the animation. What I think I'm actually going to do is, rather than making a separate animation for him leaning forwards, I'm actually just going to rotate him forwards a bit. See how that looks. It's probably good enough, really, given how quickly he's going to be moving and how little of him is on the screen. Oh yeah, there we go. That actually really works. Now, he's rotating around the feet, so I need to move him up very slightly. I might have him approach off-center as well, just so he's kind of like not occluded by the window frame. Okay, so to make this work, we're going to need a flash to white. We're going to need a bit of camera shake, I think. Lots of things I need to do. My God, we're really chewing through time today, not making a lot of progress. Oh, no. Still getting a bit too close. That will do. Maybe for a frame or two, I think. Okay, so let's just save what we've got so far. All right, so what's the next step? What's the next step? Okay, transition system. We currently don't really have one, but one would probably be a really good idea to put in. So I do have in here, I have a, yeah, I was gonna say, I have this function to like draw a rectangle into an image. And I was just checking whether or not it's uses layer, but it does, which means that it'll actually do composition nicely. So I wonder if I could, at the moment I've got kind of like a camera system. And the way this works is it's basically almost kind of like a special kind of like escape hatch, kind of something that gets executed every frame. And I think I'm just going to copy that to make a transition system. Should probably draw that very last in the kind of in the render sort of chain. My God, I'm so not with it today. I think I should, I'm thinking, do I layer it on top of the cursor? I'm thinking no. Okay, so what information would we need to draw a typical transition? We'd need to know how many frames have elapsed. We know where we're going to be rendering it to. It's going to be the video buffer in all cases. I think that's about it, really. Okay, that should work. Ah, can't type. Yeah, it's going to be very similar to the camera system in a lot of ways, actually. Didn't really quite realise. Okay, that's the boring header, header stuff probably done. Get rid of this error, I don't need it anymore. I've been quiet today. It's just completely destroyed. I wish it was for a cool reason, like I don't know, been bungee diving, bungee jumping, or parachuting, or I don't know, run a marathon or something like that. But no such stories today. I guess winter's just coming. Okay, so most basic transition is just going to be a full screen fade. That should be quite easy to do. I'm just going to use that helper we had earlier. I don't think I currently have any way of linearly interpolating a colour. I should probably add that if I don't have one. No, we don't have one. I'll have to fix that. Ah! Actually, thinking maybe the transition system should actually interact with the input system and stop you clicking on things during a transition. It's probably a good idea. I'll just put a note in here to actually handle that. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, well, it's been a quiet one, but at least I've got some stuff done today. In fact, the best way to implement this kind of like crossfade. First of all, I actually need to store these colours somewhere. Okay, so I guess I fade each channel. That way I can use just some basic integer math. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's Let's just try filling in the whole screen first, so just make sure we can do that. Okay, this should be nice and easy. We just do that for now. Over to our test script. Need to import that so we can actually use it. And then yeah, so when we reach the end of that second phase of the animation, we make the component self-destruct, so it's not going to run any longer. And that's when we enter a fade transition. So let's go say 60, and let's go for a complete white to a complete transparent. Now this should just make the whole screen white. Oh, I've edited the header file. I'm not currently using these two, so let's just fill this in. I did type J, didn't I? That didn't look like a... No, it didn't. Ah! Can't type. Come on, build, please. I never changed the header. You can forgive me though, right? Oh, was that an error? Ah. Okay. Failed to rename something. There it is. Okay, so this should flash the whole screen white for a second after he hits the window. Okay, that much is working. Like he's still there. It's almost like he's just smacked into the window and it's just like, ugh. Okay, next up we need to do our linear interpolation. So, trying to figure the best way of doing this, and I don't think there's a better way than just constructing a color. So I think it was red. Was it red, green, blue, alpha? Yeah. One of the nice things about software renderer, use whatever color format you like. You don't have to use any kind of like weird BGRA or something like that, or some strange packed format, or whatever your platform happens to use. Doesn't matter. You can do what you like. So, okay, all right. I figure the best way of doing this. I am going to want to extract the red channel. Actually, both the from and to red. So And then we've got some pretty ugly repetitive maths, which is kind of why I wanted to make this a function, but I think this might not be widely used enough that it's worth it. So we're going to do that. Take their starting point, and then we're going to take our ending point. Oh, if I was thinking straight. And then we're going to multiply it by the number of frames we've advanced, and then divide it by how many we're going to be advancing by. Now, something that's just occurred to me that isn't quite going to work with this is this needs to be signed logic. It can't be unsigned. And the reason for that is that we could go negative. Yeah, if we're going from, say, a bright colour to a dark colour, we could actually go negative, meaning we don't want it to wrap around ideally. I'm starting to come around to the idea of everything being signed. Just seems to make a lot of sense. You so often end up needing a bit of signed math here and there. Okay, let's see what that does. Well, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Next thing we can try, just as an experiment, we can check them. We can basically see if the red, try setting a red channel, see what happens. It's going to be annoying, isn't it? Was that working? I'm not quite sure if it was. Let's just comment all of this out and then learn to type. That'd be good. Learning to type is good. That should actually have no effect at all if I've got the opacity set to 0. Let's double check that. Oh, I never actually commented what the alpha was. Alpha is not pre-multiplied. Okay, yeah. And I was missing an asterisk from all of these. They weren't actually syntax highlighting properly. Man, I was really sleeping on the job that day. I want to not think about sleep. I might actually start doing it. Okay. Oh, don't look at this horrendous math. It's terrible. It's kind of weird. Why is it always kind of blue? Oh, hang on. Didn't actually rebuild. This should go from kind of like a black to sort of like a dim red. Change the header file. My bad. Ah, and I've crashed the terminal. No, don't do that. I just want to get this transition feature in so I can at least call one win for tonight. Okay, so that did nothing as expected. It's transparent, so now if we make it opaque, it should fade from black to kind of like a medium red. Okay, we know that's working, so something about color mixing isn't working. Are we definitely passing this through to the right place? Looks like it. I wonder if some of my math is ending up unsigned because one of the parts, one of the things going into it is unsigned. I love how Visual Studio Code is putting this right where I want to click next. It's almost like it knows. Okay, let's see if that works. Probably not, but we'll see. Oh, it did work. Oh, that was actually the issue. Ah! Well, I'm calling the other one. Yeah, with very occasional exceptions, like say a color where you want to use the whole range of the integer, I am really coming around to using signed integers for everything because you need them a lot more often than you don't. It's very rare you need the whole range of an unsigned. Okay, so there's one other thing we can do while we're in here. Take all of these, and then we can put them up in here so that that should play the rest of our animation. Hey, that scene's starting to come together now. Excellent. Okay, let's put this in here. Get rid of that image. That image was a temporary file we should have deleted a long time ago. Why is this here? I don't think that should be there. I think that was a temporary file I meant to delete a long time ago. Okay, because my judgment is impaired, I want to do a bit of camera shake now just to kind of like really sort of sell that impact. Can I get away with that? Is that something I can do quite easily in, say, camera? Yeah, so I've got this camera advance here, so let's see if we can get away with something a little sneaky. Actually, I'm going to stop there because I've just thought this is going to need a bit more testing than I can probably do in like the next couple of minutes because I need to make sure that it applies correctly when, say, the camera is rotated in various ways. So is to make sure it stacks correctly. It doesn't say rotate the entire world around X rather than the camera. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me through that. We at least got something done today, even if it was a lot. And I'll pick this up tomorrow night when I'll see if we can get some camera shake and get a bit more of a kind of antagonist animated. After that, I guess we'll be starting on a kind of like a speech system so that our characters can start to talk to each other. Maybe that by the end of the week. We'll see.